Yes, Priya ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay. Today we are gathering few information on Rishika Arundhati. Rishika, in the picture we can see she is the wife of Vasishta, and they had gifted cow, that is the Kamadhenu's daughter Nandini, and they are doing the yajna. So this is how in all the epics they are she is picturized. Okay. First, whenever we hear some name, we will have the idea like what is the name of the, what is the meaning of the name. First, we will try to understand. So, especially in attending the classes, Vijay ji is most of the time he will be gathering the information like what is the meaning of the root word, what is that. So, the root word is Ruth in Sanskrit. It means that to stop, prevent, or block something. And it is preceded with a, so it is not obstructing. So Arundhati is a character. She exhibits the quality of not obstructing. So what and all she was not obstructing, we will be seeing in the few upcoming slides. Okay. Arundhati, in many of the Puranas, her story has been mentioned, like Bhagavata, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Shiva Puranas. Her name is mentioned. So first I have taken the Bhagavata Purana, how she has mentioned. We know the Saptarshi Mandala, and among the Saptarshis, Vasishta is one of them, and she is the wife of Arundhati. And Kardama Prajapati is the son of Lord Brahma, and she is the 8th daughter of the 9 daughters among them. And she it is mentioned that she is also called as Akshamala. Arundhati is the grandmother of Parashara. She is the mother of Shakti Maharshi, that we will see in Vishnu Sahasranama also. Shaktir Maharshe Pautra Kalmasham, like Parashara Maharshi. And she is the great grandmother of Vyasa, who has gifted us the Mahabharata. Okay. And what Shiva Purana says about that? Brahma has the mind-born daughter, that is Manasa Putri and Manasa Putra, what we call, and as a Sandhya. She is called as Sandhya. Actually, like Brahma was very much interested in creating the in this universe with many life beings and all. So among them, Sandhya is also one of them, and she was very beautiful. What happened is, and Brahma also created Manmatha, and he gifted him with the Panchabanas, and he instructed him to bow through the arrows to all the youngsters in the thing, so that the creation continues in the world. So with so much of anxiety, what Manmatha does is he throws the arrows to the people in the Brahmaloka itself. And not only the people in the Brahmaloka, Brahma itself is attached to Sandhya. And Mata Saraswati, seeing this, she goes to Lord Shiva, and she informs about the situation in the Brahmaloka. And Shiva comes to Brahmaloka. As soon as Shiva enters, whatever the ideas Brahma has towards Sandhya, it goes off. Then Brahma instruct Sandhya to go to Shiva. Okay, and what happens is Sandhya, like because of all the people are attracted to her, and this is she does not feel, and she thinks that only the penance is the route for her, and she gets the advice from Brahma. Then Brahma tells that you go to Vasishta, and Vasishta will guide you. And Vasishta then she goes to Vasishta. Vasishta Maharshi tells that there is a Maharshi called as Medhati Maharshi. Okay, then you do the penance, and you will get the relief from all these things. And Sandhya goes for penance, and Shiva is pleased with her penance, and whatever the passion she had, she tells to Shiva, and Shiva asked her to jump into Medhati's fire, who was doing yajnas in so many years. And before going into the yajna, and he instructs her, whatever wish you have, you can tell. And as a final wish, and Sandhya tells that Vasishta has to be her husband in the future life. And she also mentions like other than her husband, no one should have towards like that karma type towards her. And later she gets that boon, and she goes to the fire, and then she born again as a Medhati's daughter, and she married Vasishta. That is one Shiva Purana depicts. And what our Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana says is, Arundhati first she had some 100 sons. Then there is a rivalry between Vishwamitra and Vasishta. She has cursed the thing. This story, I did not get much backup about this. If I get it again, I'll depict it. And then she had a Shakti Maharshi as a son, and one more son as a Suyaga. And Rama and Suyaga, they studied together in Vasishta's hermitage. That is one information about Ramayana. Okay. And everywhere, wherever we see about Arundhati, there is depictions that she is very famous for her Pativrata Dharma, like purity and conjugal bliss, along with Vasishta. It's there. And Sanskrit and Hindi also describe her as her reward and chaste. And in many stories, her character is done for the conjugal bliss. And in Kumara Sambhava, that is written by Kalidasa, there also her name is mentioned, where she goes to Himalaya and she asks Parvati for Shiva to get married. That is one, this thing is there. And in Saptashi Mandala, we see this Arundhati. 1 second, I think I just a few slides. Have to go back. And how Arundhati is honored is along with the Saptashis. She is also seen in Saptashi Mandala along with sage Vasishta, and she was given the title as Yogini of high caliber. And we have many times we have discussed this as Brahmavadini in our earlier Rishikas. So, okay, this is Saptashi Mandala. Here we can see from the second left, we can see Arundhati and Vasishta Nakshatra together. Actually, this is a two-star system together like this. Many stars are there. It's called as a twin star system. Since the ancient time also, our Maharshis are seeing this. Okay, they called it as a twin star system. Actually, what happens is in this twin star system type, in usually one will be the bigger one and the other one the smaller one. One will be the stationary and the other will be revolving around the other. Okay, but here both are mutually reversing. They are in synchronization. So taking that into the consideration, few rituals and beliefs and practices are there that we will look into that. Okay. The brighter one is called as the miser. We call it this as a Vasishta Rushi. And the fainter one is Arundhati. That is in the Saptashi Mandala. Okay, this symbolizes the marriage, and Vasishta and Arundhati were a married couple. And in Hindu marriage, few practices are there that we will see. Okay. In Hindu ritual marriages, showing the Arundhati Nakshatram is one ritual, and ladies do fasting, and there is a maxim and saying in Sanskrit also. Okay. What is the importance of showing Arundhati Nakshatram to married couples? Okay. Why they show after the Saptapadi, there is a ritual of showing the thing is, one thing is it's a Vasishta and Arundhati or older pair, and their ideal couple. They symbolize the perfect matrimonial harmony and the fulfillment and the conjugal bliss, and about the loyalty. So they explain the thing. So why that is the thing is mutual respect and closeness to the entire journey along with the husband or along with the wife should be there. That is the first step what they advise us. This is very nice concept. Okay. That's the same thing on picture showing the Arundhati Nakshatram. Okay. And they do fasting also on this day in the month of Chitra. This is seen in the central part of Bharatam. Okay, and there are some Nyayas in the Nyaya Sutras in Sanskrit. It is called as Arundhati Darshana Nyaya. What happens is actually Arundhati is a fainter one, this thing we have seen in the earlier picture. This is in the north direction. Arundhati and Vasishta Nakshatra are towards the north direction. So in the marriage ritual, while showing the thing, first they'll show the Dhruva Nakshatram, that is which is the brightest star, and then towards the Vasishta, that is a little lesser brighter than Dhruva. Then they'll show the Arundhati Nakshatram. So what does it means that inferring the unknown one is the Arundhati Nakshatram from the known one is Dhruva Nakshatra, and they'll point out to the thing and they'll explain about the Arundhati Nakshatram and her character, this thing in the marriage rituals. Okay. That is what it revolves around that, and that text I explained this. So what it tells us is they support each other towards a common goal. The mutual respect should be there. That too in this nowadays, whenever we have a mutual respect each other, the life will be the easier one, and each of one can attain a common goal. Okay. In one of the stories I read it that Maharshi Arundhati is very much interested in the spiritual activities. She was knowing all the Vedas, Yajur, Rigveda and the Sama Veda. So she used to finish off the house course earlier, and she used to attend all the classes of Vasishta Maharshi when he was preaching his students in the Gurukula. Once when he was explaining to the students, she tells that I'll continue the class. I'll explain the rest of the things. So he is very much happy regarding about his wife's capability. When she explained the further things, when she preaches, and she tells that you are my real Ardhangini, not only in my life, this thing, like in his spiritual activities, whatever the thing, that one part is mentioned in some story. Okay. And she had very devotion towards her husband in his spiritual activities, and she was very faithful. Okay, that is the thing. She's one now. She's identified as one among the ladies for her Pativrata Dharma. Okay, she was knowing all the Vedas, and Vasishta Maharshi honors her as Ardhangini. It has a clear prescriptions, like what is the thought, action, goodwill towards what is essential for dharma, that is the thing. So she was very much, it's a single focused lady where she was helping her husband throughout his activities. Okay. For coming to our this thing, how we relate our studies is one is Arundhati Darshana Nyaya, like we'll whatever, like inferring from the unknown to the known we are coming. So now like Panchakoshas we read, and everything. So now we are coming to understand the Atma, these things. And gradually we are guiding the spiritual aspirant through how we are coming to the referring this Arundhati Darshana Nyaya is we were not knowing anything. So Vijayji is guiding us from the unknown to the known to the unknown. So we are coming understanding about the supreme truth. And again, if the goal is to understand the ourself, that is the essential nature, and attaining the self-realization. Okay. These are the few sites where I have got the information. That's it. Thank you, Vijayji. Thank you, everybody.
Very nice, Priyaji.
Thank you, Vijayji.
Lot of wonderful stories and factual collections.
Actually, Arundhati story has got many stories there, Vijayji. One poet Hindi also he has written. So very old book, I guess. So many verses are there. Some 382 pages I read. So like it will be nice to understand the thing. And based on her characteristics, women were given a lot of importance. Like she was given a place in the Saptashi Mandala along with the 7 rishis. So it's a great honor to the women in the society. So, and actually they don't refer that it is Vasishta and Arundhati Nakshatra. It is Arundhati and Vasishta they tell. So it is a great thing when women are placed and their name is taken out, and it's a wonderful character for any young women in the society to be how loyal in the family. And actually everything in the family depends on the woman. So she is the first one who teaches the child, and I guess it's a wonderful character. And whatever we are doing for this year's theme for the Guru Purnima, it's a wonderful concept behind this. And I thank you and Prabhuji for this wonderful opportunity, at least going to these sites and getting the information about our Puranas. Thank you.
Very nice, Priyaji. The way you collected all of it and the way you presented was very nice. Are there any questions from any one of us? Is there any question or any more points that we would like to add to what Priyaji has said? All right.
Okay, Vijay, I'll stop share.
Yeah. So I'll also start recording.